Hey, what's up, guys? So I figured I'd make a video talking about the climbs I have left that are described in this guidebook for Shaking Rock Park. I've climbed about 70% of these so far, and I'm pretty sure I'm gonna go through now, but I think I've laid hands on everything. So I've tried at least everything once. So off the bat, Puncture Problem Low, I have not done. I've done Puncture Problem, which that was actually pretty hard too, just because the pinch hold is like sloped, awkward, not the best texture. Definitely more doable in the cold, but I'm gonna have to get a lot stronger to do the low start, which is a lunge to the bad pinch. From pretty precarious position. And there's actually an even lower start to this one that is not in the guidebook that I'm pretty sure somebody is doing it because I see chalk on that. On a hold even lower than what is described here. I don't know if that changes the grade given here. V5 is definitely doable for me. I've done plenty of V5s in the past, but this is just like my anti-style. I'm not good at pinches. I'm not the greatest dynamic climber. So that's going to be a pretty hard project. And same thing with this V4 called Rooster. Now this one I've barely tried, to be honest. It just looked fucking impossible to me. Like, it says, left hand a slot crimp. Now, I don't know what a slot crimp is, but I don't know what the term slot really means here, but essentially that left hand is like the tiniest hold I've seen on like a fairly overhung boulder. Like it's not great. Um, yeah, again, probably just need to be a lot stronger and be better at like full crimping. I don't know if I need a full crimp on that or how I need to hold my hand, like what position my hand needs to go on that, but it's going to be difficult as fuck. You can't really see it here, but where that chalk mark is in the middle of the screen is the hold that I have to hold on to, and it is like ridiculously tiny. And it's also just a sketchy position because they want you to put your foot in this like crack, and like if I fall from that without a spotter, I'm pretty much guaranteed gonna like break my ankle because basically like I'm gonna fall and my freaking foot's gonna be wedged in the rock, and I'm likely to like hyperextend my freaking ankle. So kind of spooky. Might need somebody with me, just for a little confidence boost in this one. I think I can do it. I just need to like, I don't know, figure out how to full crimp on that hold a little better and have like a confidence boost. Now the rest of these I have climbed. Let's scroll down. Bobby's World. There's no picture of Bobby's World here, but that is a really freaking hard problem. As you can see in the description, the sit start is low with 3 O's. Crazy difficult considering how low you have to start. Like, I'm somewhat tall for a climber. I'm like 5'10". I don't know how tall the guy was who created this boulder problem, but I feel like I can barely get my butt off the ground on this. It's just another one that's kind of like, I don't know, antithetical to my style or like body type or something, but I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it eventually. I also have to get, again, probably a good deal stronger than like a short person would need to be because I just need to kind of like pull up off the ground and probably statically grab the hold instead of like lunge forward. If I lunge forward, my butt's gonna like hit the freaking ground, so I've gotta kind of just pull up, which is gonna be pretty difficult. So let's scroll down a little further. I've climbed all these. I've climbed all of these except hard shell. Now I definitely need to clean this boulder because it was full of lichen and moss. I think I understand it. There's not really a good picture of this boulder in the guidebook, but I think I understand what they're talking about. I do see sort of a. Again, I don't know. I don't like understand these freaking jargon terms. Like, what is a slimper crease? That's like not even English to me. But I think I know what that means as I like examine the boulder. There is sort of a kind of a long horizontal crack that goes around about 2/3 of the boulder. I'm pretty sure that's where I need to start, and then I just gotta figure out how to hang on to that, get my feet off the ground, and just like crawl on top. It's kind of like the whole deal is just kind of like getting off the ground, establishing a body position, and then just top it out. All right, let's see what's next. Climbed all of these. Climbed all of those. Okay, this is there's a few projects here, so man. Underground Snail Road, that dude. This is like pretty much one move and a top out, but that one move might be one of the most difficult moves I've ever tried. I can barely get off the ground. Like it's on here it is, number 6 right here, so what the fuck kind of angle is that? Like 80 degrees? I don't even know. 75 degrees. Cute dog, by the way. But you're essentially like hugging the boulder on these pretty small holds. The left hand isn't so bad. The right hand is pretty shit. The feet are just, I don't even know where people are putting their feet to hang on. There's kind of a foothold way out to the right, but it feels like I'm trying to just like hold a front lever and then like pull up from there. Like the strength that takes is like enormous. So pretty outside my wheelhouse right now, but I will get that strong eventually. Central Station, I was a little confused about this one. I think I've done kind of an easier variation. Yeah, I think this V4 that's described here in the second like paragraph I've done, but well, not even, because I think I escaped, so to speak. I topped out left instead of right. So I don't know, maybe I did like a V3 variation, but yeah, I've got to just do both of these, I guess, and top out to the right where it is higher rather than the left there. Done and dusted. Dude, this one, I've done every move. I've done it in 2 parts. I was extremely close to climbing it at one point, but I kept tearing my freaking skin, like, and then I wouldn't be able to climb it for like 2 weeks. So I would get really good at it, rip my skin, have to like heal, come back, rip it again. Like it was just, the battle was with my skin more than the damn boulder problem. But I'm super close to doing that. I will do it pretty soon. Maybe I've got to wait for colder weather. I don't know. The rest of these I've done. So, whoop, getting too zoomed out here. Okay, belly flop. I gotta start training my jumps. Because that is quite the jump. You literally just jump to the slopey lip and then top out. Like, that's all the problem is, but it is a freaking leap. So, gotta train my legs and hips for that one, build some power and height, increase my vertical, so that'll be an interesting project. I'm gonna start. I've already kind of started training my legs a little more and my hips. I've been doing like kettlebells and stuff, so it might take a while, but I will, I think, get there eventually. Now, garbage is, I mean, I understand why they called it garbage, because the small side pull crimps that it describes here are a couple of the worst holds I've ever laid hands on. you're very slightly overhung, maybe by like a degree or two. You kind of have a good foot, but it's like way out of the way. It's not under your body at all, so very hard to establish and like figure out how to place your center of gravity in a good position. I can't. I've done like kind of one move on it, but yeah, that's the only V3 I've left in the freaking park, and it sucks ass. It's the hardest V3 I've done or tried to do so far, but I'll get there. I am able to establish now, and like pretty much consistently pull myself off the ground, but in terms of like letting go and grabbing the next hold, I'm just kind of sucking ass. There's sort of like an intermediate option where I was kind of putting hands in like a sloper, and then I would try to pull from the sloper to the bigger hold, but it's just fucking hard, man. But I'll get there eventually, whatever. Alright, Urban Legend. This is an interesting one because I don't think anybody's done it. It seems practically impossible. I'm sure maybe a pro climber could do it, but I think they'd still have a good amount of trouble. There's no grade given here because it is like a project and nobody's done it, but I think a proposal for the grade I've seen online is V10. You're pulling from kind of like a decent hold, but it's like vertical, so you can't really get a lot of downward force on it. Your other hold is like a 2 to 3 finger crimp that's maybe like, I don't know, 1 centimeter or slightly less. And then you kind of just pull up into like really steep slopers and somehow top out. I have been able to pull up a little from these holds, but in no way do I have the strength or coordination or power or skill in general to like produce a ton of force and like pull myself as high as I need to go to finish the problem. So definitely a huge long-term project here. Okay, I just did these 2 climbs several days ago, pretty good ones. But here's some projects. The, oh god, how do you pronounce this? Pirouette, I believe, aka Vitruvian Man, is pretty hard. I've done the top out. I've done the first kind of couple of moves, but there's a connecting move in the middle that I've not been able to accomplish it. It seems just absurdly difficult. The hold you're kind of trying to go to, if you're shorter, so I think if you're like a very tall person, you could do this pretty easily, but I seem to be maybe an inch or two too short to make it all the way to the good hold. I have to use like an intermediate hold in the middle, which is like fucking horrible. And yeah, I mean, it's like very slopey, pinch kind of thing. I mean, it's like not even really a hold. I wouldn't even use it as a foothold if I if I had a choice, but that is what you're supposed to grab. I've seen a guy do it on video, so again, probably need to get stronger fingers in general. Snake eyes I've done, but I've not done the sit start. I have done it in isolation, but I have not connected every move yet. That was another one that was like really wrecking my skin. Like I would make pretty good progress on it, then I would kind of just tear my skin, and again, wouldn't be able to really try it again for a week or two. And then when I did, I would just kind of tear my skin again. So I don't know. I'm gonna have to maybe do that one in colder weather too, where I'm not gonna like slip and tear. But definitely doable. I think I'll get that very soon, like within a year for sure. Equator, hardest problem in the park that has been done, other than the project, which nobody's done yet. Yeah, just hard. I mean, it's a V9. Like, it's kind of out there. The holds are pretty bad. There's two giant dynamic moves in it. Definitely a long-term project, but probably still twice as easy as the urban legend problem I talked about earlier. The rest of these I have climbed. And I've also climbed all of these except Beluga, which I'm pretty close to doing. I may need to just take my time and clean the lichen off the boulder and make it a little more friction friendly. But yeah, I'm pretty close to doing that one. Marsupial, I've done every move but the very last one, which is just a flexibility issue, I think, because you have to like use a pretty out there foothold and you're kind of just grabbing onto something right past your leg, and you have to get in a position where like your knee is practically over your head and you're doing like a weird lunge position. But I have been stretching a shit ton and getting in positions at home that are similar to this, so I think maybe within like a year I'll be able to do this without any issue at all. Gluebot, I've barely tried this one. I kind of, at the end of one day when I was out there, like pulled on a little bit. Another one I'm gonna have to clean a little bit. I couldn't find the holds on the boulder. I kind of found the start holds, but I was like, what do I do from here? But again, there's a lot of lichen on the boulder, so I just need to buy another brush and take my time cleaning this and then kind of figure out what the hell's going on from there. Robles Scramble. This one, I don't even know how this one's possible. It's essentially just like a top out, but you have no holds. Like you have like the pinch that it describes here, but after that there's nothing. You're kind of just like, I mean, it says here strong contender for hardest top out in the park, and I don't understand what I'm grabbing. Like nothing, I guess. I guess I'm just using like the friction of my body to kind of wiggle up there. I don't know. Another one I probably need to do in very cold weather so that I have some form of friction. I might even have to do it like shirtless or something and just, scrape up my freaking chest and abdomen, but have, something with more friction than a freaking t-shirt to help me out, because, yeah, that shit is extremely hard. Alright. Moving on. Downward Dog. Last time I was at the park, I was really close to doing this one. It seemed freaking impossible the first, 3 sessions I tried it, which were a long time ago now, probably 3 months ago now, but I got very close last time. The crux is really just, throwing your elbow over on this, hold. You almost have to do, an assisted one-arm muscle-up. It's just a very strong problem. And it takes way more just power than skill. I have kind of finagled a way to use a heel hook to kind of help me propel myself, but I still have not been able to do the mantle, turning my elbow over and getting on top of that hold. The start hold is just destroying my elbow, essentially. It hurts so bad. And I've not even done the top out. I've tried to do the top out on its own too, and even that's pretty freaking hard. I might need to also clean this one a little more thoroughly and get some lichen off and stuff. It felt doable, but just super slick, and yeah, definitely close, but we'll have to, I don't know, figure something out for this one, because I'm probably 90% of the way there. Alright, what else we got here? I've climbed all this shit except number 5 and 6, Big Fish. Now, I've done Bottlenose. It only took me 4 tries. Big Fish, I've probably laid hands on 20 times by now, and I don't feel like I'm any closer to climbing it. The holds are awful. I've even seen a video of a guy do it, and he grabs onto literally nothing. I'm like, dude, this guy is twice as strong as me. I don't know what he's grabbing onto. It says here there's a micro crimp. That crimp is small, but I think usable. But the move that makes no sense is like trying to grab the top from there. It's slopey as fuck. There's like no texture. I can barely hang on to it, but I have to like jump to it essentially. And there's kind of like an intermediate hold in between that, that's on the right side of the boulder. But again, there's nothing there. You're kind of just using like your entire hand and palm and everything to kind of just slap something and hope for friction, you know? So I don't know how to do this. I'm not getting any better at it. That might be one of the last problems I climb in the park because it is hard as fuck. And the same thing with Cowboy Breakfast. Like, I don't even know what the hell I'm doing on that problem. It kind of shows it there. I did clean this pretty well last time I was at the park, but like, even with the lichen scrubbed off, yeah, I don't know what I'm doing. I have like no idea what I'm doing. It does say here to start with a short stack of crash pads, so I guess I need to maybe... I only own one pad. Maybe I can bring like a freaking step ladder or something. I don't know. And just try to establish myself with like a little bit of height for assistance. That seems kind of weird to me, but I guess that's what the guidebook says to do. There is a good-looking foothold, probably about shoulder level from the ground. If I could get my foot up there somehow, I think I'd be able to climb it. I don't know. Pretty weird one, but I'll get it one day. And that's it. I've done everything else, so not too many problems left. I think that was like maybe 18 or 17 problems or something. Pretty close to finishing off the guidebook here. I think the hardest ones are going to be these two, Big Fish, Cowboy Breakfast, and Robo Scramble, definitely. It's going to be hard as shit. I've got to find probably the perfect, weather and time of day to go and just freaking battle my way up there somehow. Marsupial, again, like it's really just a flexibility issue. I think I'll get that eventually, but not anytime soon. What else are we looking at here? Equator. Yeah, Equator. I mean, it's a V9. I'm not a V9 climber, so I'll get there eventually. Maybe in a couple of years. I don't know. We'll see. God willing. I don't like hurt myself. I'm able to freaking keep progressing in strength and skill. I think I'll get there. Belly flop, I think it's going to be probably one of the last ones I climb. I just don't have the vertical jump for that right now. Like, not even close. Probably like a good 5 or 6 inches away. Underground snail road. Just, I gotta be a lot stronger for that one. Most of these are honestly just like a athleticism issue more than a skill issue. So I'm just gonna keep getting stronger and hopefully I'll climb all these fuckers, which is like my goal right now. So that's about it. Anyway, y'all take care, keep crushing out there.